Hello, I'm Simulator Deck and welcome back to the historic Route 66 Auto Repair Shop. This is Car Mechanic Simulator, part of Workshop Wednesday. We're still in Sandbox mode. On the last episode we finished the build of the Nissan GTR. So let's go inside the shop. Now, there was a couple of videos that I've watched. So we'll go to the toolbox. Now the toolbox is what allows you to upgrade things. Now because I'm in sandbox mode, all of this has been activated. So there's lots of different things that you can do. You get extra abilities and that sort of stuff that you don't get in the career mode. So the garage expansions are already in place. So all these are in place because they're in green. And on another episode we'll go through and we'll expand career mode. And we'll see the difference between what we've got now and how we started. Alright, so what we're going to do now is we are going to go and stop pressing that button. We're going to go out onto the map and we're going to go to the car salon because we haven't really been there yet, and have a look at the cars that you can buy from the car salon. Previously what we had done is that we'd gone to what is basically now the junkyard, the salvage dealer, and also to the regular dealer. Now salon, I believe, is a step up. So if you want to buy a car that's in pretty good condition and then you just want to make things look better, and if you just want to do some minor restorations or performance enhancements or whatever, you can. So I don't even know what sort of car this is. That's not what I wanted to do. Car status. Okay, this is a 2013 Salem Spectra. Hasn't been driven yet, so it's basically stock straight off the showroom floor, basically. So 160,000 is the price for that one. So we won't buy that one, but we'll have a look around. We don't have many options in here by the look of it. Now this one is a 2017 Mayan, whatever that's supposed to be. And if we have a look at that, that's 112,000. And if we have a look at the other one over here, this is a 2013 Royal Crown, and that's 79,000. So we'll get out of here, and looks like we have to go back to the garage. I just wanted to go from the salon to the auction, or to the wreckers, but I couldn't necessarily do that, so I have to go via the garage, and unfortunately this loading screen. But what my plan is on to start this little series, this little build, is to try and do two cars at once. Now when I'm in career mode, I'm only at the very, very start of career mode. So I've only got one lift at the moment in the workshop, and I can upgrade later on to get the second lift and all these things that I've used before. 2 lifts there, for instance. So what we'll do now, we'll go to the map, we'll go to the auctions, and we'll go through another loading screen. And what I'm going to try and do is pick 2 cars, and what this will do, this will give us a lot more experience. I am recording all of these in a batch. So what my plan to do is probably get a couple of cars, rebuild them. So let me see, what have we got? So we've got a mixture of cars here. So we've got some Jaguars there, which are part of a DLC. Now a Bolt? No, that's not what I was thinking of. I did see a video where somebody was basically, oh, that was it, the Adam Renton. So we'll go and have a look at it first. And it's very similar to a Tesla. And so here it is here. Okay, we don't want to really go into photo mode, but here we are. Alright, so what we're going to do is get out of photo mode, walk up to the car, check the status. Okay, so it's done 141,000 kilometers. It's green. So this is an electric car. So we've got a lot wrong with it, as you can see on the screen. And being an electric car, we've got some things that we haven't necessarily done yet. But we're not going to be anywhere near finishing it on this episode. So what we're going to do, we're going to start the auction. Now, I don't care about how much I spend getting the car. Because we're on Sandbox mode anyway, so who cares how much we end up paying for it. And we win the car. We'll place the purchased car in the garage. So we can, looks like we can buy another one. Now, an Adam 330, I wonder if this is the same. Now, the condition of these probably isn't going to be as bad. 34,000 kilometers. Okay, this is an electric car as well. This is part of the electric vehicle DLC, so let's start the auction. that in the garage as well. Now, so hypothetically, we can buy another couple of cars here. So we're going to buy a Porsche as well. Okay. So this is a 1993 Porsche 911 RS America. 188,000 kilometers. Alright, so let's get bidding on that. Alright, so we're going to put it in the car parking. Alright, we want to get another Porsche. Where did I see it? So this is a 2016 Porsche 911 Carrera, 59,000 kilometers, and it's pretty damaged. Alright, so we're going to close that. We are going to go into auction mode. Alright. So now if we go to the car parking, we will have a look. We will find our two Porsches at the car park, and we should find our two electric vehicles at the garage. So we'll have a look at that now. So you can buy multiple cars at once and we'll work on them. So on this episode we'll basically strip them, and then on the next episode we'll build them, and then we'll do the same for the Porsche. That's the plan, and then after that we can go back to normal mode, to career mode, and show you what that's about. Alright, so we'll go outside. So, and this is our initial point. Right, so that's how the cars look to start with. This is what condition we've received them in. Alright, so we'll get out of that. And we'll send that to car lift A. And we'll go outside. And we'll send this one to car lift B. So here we have our two cars. One looks obviously a little bit better than the other, but they both basically need to be rebuilt anyway, so let's get in. Now this is the thing. We're going to need to do some draining. So for instance, we'll be still able to drain the windshield wiper because we still have one of those. And the brake servo. And we still should have something like a power steering fluid area. Okay, coolant reservoir. That's what we need. So we're going to drain the fluid from that as well. Now, is there a... There still should be power steering fluid, ABS module. I would have thought there would have been. Hang on, what's that? It's a rubber bushing. Okay, so, alright, so we need to find... I would have thought there would have been power steering fluid. Well, there won't be any oil because it's an electric vehicle. So, what I'm going to do is go to trusty Google. Alright, so... car mechanic simulator 2021. Email can go away for a moment. Electric vehicle fluids. Alright, not going to worry about that at that point. What we're going to do is we're going to go over to the other vehicle Hang on. Another way to find out is if we go to our car status. Power electrics. So that may be done electronically. Okay. Alright, so we'll go over here and we'll do the same. Hang on, we'll oh, where is everything? Okay, so alright. Drain the fluids. And we'll drain the fluids. And so this one is a later model. So you can do all this stuff without opening the bonnet. Alright, so that's that. So I don't even know if that's supposed to be a boot and everything's at the back. So what we might do, see if we can do some of this as well. Just for the sake of an electric multimeter test. So we know we're basically going to have to replace everything anyway. What was it? The other test, compression. The scanner. We lost the patient. So obviously there's a lot that needs to be replaced there as well. And one last test I think we can do is check the tyres. And pretty bad, as you can see. So we'll go, whoops, we'll go over to our next one. And we'll do the test. Whoops, we won't go to the shop just yet. Alright, now we can do the tests. So let's do the scanner. And needless to say, pretty bad. And yes, pretty bad. And the other one we will do is the tyres. And pretty bad, which, to be honest, was no great surprise. At least this time, I guess it did have actually 4 tyres. So I guess that's a thing. Alright, we'll deal with that later. Okie dokie. So let's start taking parts off and let's start working. So we're basically going to do the same for all of the both of the cars. So things like windshields and that, we won't really need to put them on the shopping list. And we know that we can work out what bits and pieces we need just by looking up the car. So there's not a lot on this. We won't worry about the suspension or anything at this point. So anything that we can take out at this level, we will. But things like radiators, we will add to the list. So we're obviously not supposed to take that off yet. So 2 radiators, we can... Things like this that we know we need on every car, we can... A lot of this stuff's going to be from under the car. See, we've taken a lot of stuff off already. Now we're going to work on the interior. Oh, that's right, we have to go into interior mode. And there's not a lot else that we can do at the moment for that one. Oh yeah, there is a steering wheel. Alright. So there's not much else that we can remove at the moment. But if we can start to move things like this, power electrics cover. And because I haven't done the electric vehicles before, it's going to be a bit of a challenge compared to what we've done before. Now, a lot of this stuff, I don't know much about it, so I'm going to put it on the shopping list. Some of this other stuff may be indeed what I can do. So the battery's there, okay. Fuse, and the fuse box is there. Now the fuses I'm aware of, so I don't, and I've got some in stock anyway, so I don't need to add all these to the shopping list. But it's just a case of removing each and every fuse. But the box is going to be important. Okay, so that's probably as much as we can do without putting it on the leaf. So we'll put it on the leaf now. And we'll get started on disassembling this one. No, we don't want to do that. We want to actually take off the part. Now some of these parts are generic, like the ABS module that I'm removing at the moment. And the ECU, the electronic control unit. There's probably not going to be a lot else at that point there. Radiator fan housing is what we will need to get rid of. And we can do the same here. Right, so things like the windshield and the hood and what's left of the doors we can handle. Won't worry about the wheels just yet. Worry about the interior in a moment. So that's the engine. So all these parts, I've got some basic idea of what they do, but where's the other screw? Oh, there it is. Some of this stuff is undercar stuff that we'll have to work on a little bit later on. Wow, I've got the bolts here. I did see on a YouTuber's comments too that if you're undoing bolts like we're doing here and the screws that we're doing here, to be more realistic, you do every second one to start with. Alright. Alright, that's probably under car stuff that we can do. Alright. So we've done a lot out of the back end. go in and we'll remove the interior, disassemble, and there's not much else at this point. Because we've pretty much removed everything there is at this point. So we'll put this one up. So what we've done in basically 40 minutes, well, probably close to the 30, I guess. 30, 35 minutes after I did all the explaining, etc. We've basically taken off all the parts that we can at ground level. And now we're going to do the stuff that we can do from this level. So I'm just going to do the tyres first. Not going to worry about the brakes and all that at this stage. Alright, so I need to put that room on the shopping list. Alright, this is also the last tyre to do. Alright, so all of our tyres are off. So we're going to go over to our tyre changer. our last tyre. Alright, so that's all in our inventory now. So now what we can do, we'll take one lot of suspension and we'll just put the parts on the shopping list, and we know that we're going to have to So some of these things we know are generic regardless of what vehicle it is. Oh, that's the other side. Okay, we'll get rid of the double wishbone shock absorber. And some of the other stuff we couldn't access from ground level, but we can certainly do that now. Okay, might not be able to do that yet. Now I'm not going to bother putting these items on the shopping list because I know I'd have to get multiple. So the front end of the car, how many EV battery modules has this thing got? Right, so we've basically done the front suspension of this end of the older car. Now we're going to go across to the newer car, and if there's anything different that I don't know what it is, I'll put it on the shopping list, otherwise I'll just remove it. Alright, we're not actually over that side yet. go to the other side of the car. So I'm doing front suspension, then we'll do the back. So I'm going to take out the EV battery modules. Alright, so now under both vehicles, we've basically got no front suspension now. So now what we'll need to work on is the back. So we'll do that now. So there are things that are different from the front and the back, as I've been finding out. Brake calipers are the same. So some of this stuff, we'll have to go the other side to the rear spring. So some of this is important because of the model numbers. Some of this other stuff is going to be from engine bay, but we've pretty much removed the rear suspension on this one, and now we'll go to the other one, and we'll start the process on the rear because we've already done the front. Whoops. And you can see the difference in the condition. Like, the condition's still bad. Oh, hang on, we'll get the model number of that one. And a lot of this is going to be later on stuff, I think. Now we can get closer to this sort of stuff. Right, some of that's from engine bay. So we've basically taken the suspension out of both vehicles now. So we just need to get some of the things out of the back of the engine bay. Alright, we still need... Alright, I don't think there's anything else we can do at the moment from ground level. There, we'll go to the other side. Alright, so that's done. Now we just have to go up and raise this once more. Hang on, we should get that on the shopping list. And we've got to drop it again. And we just got some minor stuff to get out of the back. The centre housing. Alright, so our cars have been basically stripped. What we are going to do is we are going to get the welder out now. And we're going to move it to car lift B, because we are doing 2 cars at once. Alright, so what we've done, we have stripped both of our vehicles. So at the moment, they are basically shells. They're basically shells at the moment. So what we'll do, we'll end the episode there. I'm not going to bore you as much as possible in terms of going shopping, buying the parts, and getting rid of our inventory. We'll do that off camera, but that'll take us probably a good half hour or so, and we'll go from there. So next time what we'll do, we'll basically reassemble the vehicles. I've been Simulator Dirk, you've been wonderful. We'll see you next time. So that took us an hour 15 of recording time minus the introduction. So let's say just on an hour or just over an hour to strip both vehicles. When on the Nissan GTR I basically did one vehicle in an hour, so because we've basically been doing both at once, we've gone pretty well. Thanks for watching, stay safe out there, and we'll see you next time. Bye for now.